This is the first part of the narration of the Playing Fields of Shimla by Ruskin Bond. I have taken this story from a collection named At School with Ruskin Bond, published by Ratna Sagar. It had been a lonely winter for a 12-year-old boy. I hadn't really got over my father's untimely death 2 years before. Nor had I, as yet, reconciled myself to my mother's marriage to the Punjabi gentleman who dealt in second-hand cars. The 3-month winter break over, I was almost happy to return to my boarding school in Shimla, that elegant hill station once celebrated by Kipling, and soon to lose its status as the summer capital of the Raj in India. It wasn't as though I had many friends at school. I had always been a bit of a loner, shy and reserved, looking out only for my father's rare visits on his brief leaves from RAF duties, and to my sharing his tent or Air Force hutment outside Delhi or Karachi. Those unsettled but happy days would not come again. I needed a friend, but it was not easy to find one among a horde of rowdy, pea-shooting fourth-formers who carved their names on desks and stuck chewing gum on the class teacher's chair. Had I grown up with other children, I might have developed a taste for schoolboy anarchy. But in sharing my father's loneliness after his separation from my mother, I had turned into a premature adult. The mixed nature of my reading, Dickens, Richmal Crompton, Tagore, and Champion and Film Fun comics, probably reflected the confused state of my life. A book reader was rare, even in those pre-electronic times. On rainy days, most boys played cards or Monopoly, or listened to Artie Shaw on the wind-up gramophone in the common room. After a month in the fourth form, I began to notice a new boy, Umar, and then only because he was a quiet, almost taciturn person who took no part in the form's feverish attempts to imitate the Marx Brothers at the circus. He showed no resentment at the prevailing anarchy, nor did he make a move to participate in it. Once he caught me looking at him, and he smiled ruefully, tolerantly. Did I sense another adult in the class? Someone who was a little older than his years? Even before we began talking to each other, Umar and I developed an understanding of sorts, and we'd nod almost respectfully to each other when we met in the classroom corridors or the environs of the dining hall or dormitory. We were not in the same house. The house system practiced its own form of apartheid, whereby a member of, say, Curzon House was not expected to fraternize with someone belonging to Rivers or Lefroy. Those public schools certainly knew how to clamp you into compartments. However, these barriers vanished when Umar and I found ourselves selected for the school colts hockey team. Umar as a fullback, I as a goalkeeper. I think a defensive position suited me by nature. In all modesty, I have to say that I made a good goalkeeper at both hockey and football. And 50 years on, I'm still keeping goal. Then I did it between goal posts. Now I do it off the field, protecting a family, protecting my independence as a writer. The taciturn Umar now spoke to me occasionally, and we combined well on the field of play. A good understanding is needed between goalkeeper and fullback, and we were on the same wavelength. I anticipated his moves. He was familiar with mine. Years later, when I read Conrad's The Secret Sharer, I thought of Umar.